This is the video review for Transformers Legacy Dragstrip, and I am Baltmatrix. Let's go ahead and get into it.
In-Vehicle Mode Dragstrip is a wonderful homage to the original 1980s toy. It's six-wheel racer, open-wheel racer specifically. I absolutely love this mode. It is perfect. I cannot come up with any improvements in terms of look. Now, design-wise, there is something that I think could be improved, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Overall, it's fantastic, and it comes with these deliciously tiny purple guns. I just love the thing. I really do. It is exactly what I wanted from a drag strip in 2022. The guns peg into the top of the alt mode beside the engine, and then the guns themselves are molded quite nicely, and they do combine. I wish they were, I don't know, less of a just complete copy, because it feels like they're supposed to stack on top of each other. If you have multiple versions of drag strip, you could just stack guns infinitely, which is kind of cool, actually. I would like to see that. The figure's head is the seat of the vehicle, and it's molded. It's actually molded. There's a molded seat inside the back of poor Dragstrip's head. So we have yet another figure with no brains. The only thing that I don't like about the figure are the mushroom pegs for wheels. I just don't like that. Lazy eyebrow has got me to the point where I see this and I think it's just lazy. But the figure does the doot-to-do with no real issues, and everything holds together well, except when I start manhandling it, the back of the vehicle mode does have a tendency to come slightly unpegged. Not a major issue. Now to show off how it's going to combine. The figure has several pegs on the bottom. I've got two here in the middle, two here in the back, and two here at the top. What's going to happen is the figure will actually peg onto the part of Motormaster's trailer that becomes the arm. Then there's a little slot right there that we can push open with a sword or a screwdriver and split the figure apart. Now, when the figure combines with the trailer component, that slot will be pushed, and then you transform the trailer component into the arm, and we have the upper shoulder and the lower arm, which is a really elegant solution. I do worry that the spring in here will eventually fail. I really do worry about that. And it's already a little bit loose on my copy. Nothing major yet, but just something to be aware of going forward. Dragstrip's transformation is really cool. To start off with, come to the bottom of the figure and unpeg the back area by the wheels. That will allow you to unpeg the rear of the vehicle and flip it out, and then fold the bottom of the legs up. Take the spoilers, fold them down to form the feet, grab the legs, split them open, then take the entire upper torso, turn it around 100 degrees, or 180 degrees, stand the figure up, and then proceed to get, well, petted by a cat. Rest of the transformation is pretty easy but fun. Grab the entire canopy section where the driver would go, flip it up, and then turn it around 180 degrees until it snaps into place. Grab the sides of the vehicle mode and wiggle out the arms. They are pegged in rather snugly, but I found that if you push on the bottom part, it will unpeg it, and then that will allow you to splay the arms out. Grab the spoiler, split it apart, fold that whole section down. Take the spoilers and turn them 90 degrees inward towards the bottom of the vehicle mode. Then take the seat and push it up and flip it around to reveal the head. Now, take the entire canopy section and just kind of push it down. And there is a double hinge in there, so we want to flip it all the way down, and then on that other hinge, flip it up and get the shoulders in place, and then snap everything into place. Come to the shoulders, flip the one wheel down to reveal the elbow, and then flip the side panel around and do that on the other side, and we are done. That's Dragstrip. In robot mode, Dragstrip looks very good. There is a lot of yellow going on, but the original figure had a ton of yellow too. Head sculpt is perfect. Chest is nice and silvery with the engine right there. Overall, a very, very good effort and a very, very good execution on Hasbro and Takara's part. Head is on a swivel, though it can look up and down just a bit. There is a swivel at the shoulder, followed by a hinge. Then there is a swivel just above the elbow, hinge at the elbow, no fist articulation. I wish there was, but that's okay. Torso swivel, hinge and swivel at the hips, swivel at the thigh, bend at the knee for a hinge. Ankles have a rocker side to side, no forward movement, but there is backward movement for the transformation. Other than the figure's fists, which are the 5mm ports, there are some ports on the back behind the shoulders, down here behind the belly, back here at the bottom of the legs, and then at the front of the shins, and nothing at the bottom of the feet. In fact, I think this is the only figure that I've gotten a hold of in like 2 years that doesn't have those ports on the bottom of the feet. If they did, that would suck and really destroy the aesthetic of the alt mode, so I can understand why they left that out. In robot mode, Dragstrip is excellent. Yes, there is a little bit of wobbliness at the hip because of the combining gimmick, but it's a really solid figure. Could it use a little bit more paint? Of course. I think just about everything that Hasbro has been producing lately could use a little bit more paint. But I really, really like this figure. It's fun. It's got a fun alt mode. It's got a fun robot mode. It's got a fun transformation. Other than the tiny nitpicks, I got no complaints. I really like this figure. And then when you stand this figure up next to his Combiner Wars counterpart, man, this figure is so much better. It's so much more fun. Now, that's not to say that Dragstrip from Combiner Wars was a bad figure. It isn't, but it isn't really Dragstrip, where this is. This is more of an animated Dragstrip. Yeah, I would actually say this is closer to Transformers Animated, and I have it transformed wrong, whoops, than G1, which is fine. But I think this new figure from Legacy is just superior. I like it a lot more. Transformation back into vehicle mode is just fun. I just enjoy this transformation. It's simple and complex at the same time, if that makes sense. Everything has a nice flow. I'm not fighting with anything. The figure feels good in the hand, which is so incredibly important. A hand feel for a lot of these figures is very important to me, because if a figure doesn't quite feel right, then, I mean, to start, it's never going to feel right. Yes, flipping the head up and into place is a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie about that, because it is strange him having an empty skull. But overall, the transformation is fun, and you end up with a really cool car. Before we end the review, one more comparison with the Combiner Wars figure. As you can see, the Combiner Wars figure is a little bit bigger in alt mode. Just a little bit bigger. It is longer, but it's about the same width, though it does have a lot more swoopy contours and is more of a traditional F1 car, whereas Dragstrip is his weird open-wheel, six-wheeled vehicle from the 80s. So, should you pick this figure up? Abso-freaking-lutely. You should get this one for yourself. If you are a G1 fan of any sort, this is totally worth having. Even if you're not, it's a great figure and a great toy, and I cannot wait for the rest of the Stunticons and to form Menasor. I am very much looking forward to that. Alright folks, let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you all next time.